Motion to accept the agenda for today's meeting, September 21st, 2020. Anyone?
I'll take the motion as read.
We need a seconder.
I'll second if I can do that.
Okay. And then any objections?
Okay, so I guess none.
So carried.
All right, declarations of conflicts. Any declarations of conflicts? I'm hearing nothing, so I'll take that as none.
Okay.
Acceptance of new committee members. I don't think we have any.
No, we do not have any new requests.
Okay, so we'll move into number 6 on the agenda, the igloos that need to.
Have we accepted any of the other people that had applied?
No, not for the events committee.
Okay. Okay.
So item number 6 is the igloos.
Yep.
So I'll let you lead the way on that, Angela, because I'm not too familiar with this igloo situation.
Okay, so we have 4 igloos that have arrived. They're basically geodesic domes. We do have a small video that shows how they're put together. Basically we need to put one together, first off to find out how it looks, but also to take pictures because we're hoping that we can lend them out maybe to a couple of our members. One example would be for a restaurant being able to have the igloo up and a propane heater inside, and that way they can still be sort of have a patio outside where it's enclosed and people would like to still eat outdoors. So in that case, we need to set one up. We also have a bunch of stuff that we need to move from the office. So I am arranging for the 29th, so a week from tomorrow, where we will be moving the stuff from the office to the storage containers and then setting up one of the igloos. But I need volunteers to help with both. So if anyone knows of anyone that could help, that would be greatly appreciated.
Angela, how much do the igloos weigh?
Well, the crate that they're in, or each crate that's there, is 500 kilos. And I'm pretty damn sure that it is the actual igloos that weigh the majority of it, because the plywood containers that they came in are not going to be that heavy.
And are we sure that the
29?
igloos can have propane heat inside them safely?
I believe so. There's no air.
Okay.
They're they're not inflatable.
Okay.
Angela,
Yeah.
did you say the 29th that you're looking for volunteers?
Yes.
Okay, that's a Tuesday.
Because we have to be able to get into the yard where the shipping containers are.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we can't ask high school students because even if they're on their day home, they have to sign into class in the afternoons.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, the date, right? It's like on a weekday. Okay.
And otherwise I'd have my son and a bunch of his grade 9 class mates come and help, but that's not a possibility.
Okay. So we'll put that on the list if anyone knows of anyone or anyone that can help on the Tuesday. That would be perfect.
Yep.
So is that all for the igloos, Angela?
At this point, yeah, because we need to set one up. The other thing that we're going to do when we set the one up, as soon as we empty that crate. We're gonna flip it upside down and put some casters on the bottom of it. Then move the next one into that one and keep doing that so that we can be able to at least move the crates within the storage container, because right now, the way that they positioned, it's impossible to move them.
Okay.
And it also will allow us to make sure that all the pieces are there for each of the igloos.
All right. Okay, so number 7, event guidelines.
Do you want some history on these?
Yes, I think it would be helpful for everyone to get the history on it, because we may have some people that are not aware either.
Okay, so a number of years ago, we created some event guidelines because people were bringing event ideas to the BIA. And we just ran with a few of them, and then realized that we didn't really know what they were asking. So we came up with the event guidelines, so that when someone does have an idea of, they want the BIA to partner with them, or, they're like, we're going to run this event downtown, but we don't know how to do this. If we give them the guidelines, it allows them to logically think through things. And and it could be that they're asking just for BIA staff time to act as a liaison with the city. Or it could be that they're asking for our time for something else. Or it could be that they're asking us to sponsor or to co-run it. But it gives everyone a clear outline of what it is. And, and you even ask questions like, are they running a lottery? And who's responsible? And who is going to be responsible for getting the volunteers and stuff? So I think that it's been quite a while since these have been brought forward, but I think that we need to take a look at them, revise them, and make sure that they're in place. We did have an event brought to the board recently, and it seems like a very clear, simple ask, but if you actually look at it, it's a lot of staff time involved as well. So that's sort of why it reminded me of this, like we need to know this, because right now with all the stuff that's going on in the office, this is just adding more stress. But if we had been much more aware of the amount of time it was going to take, we could, budget our time a bit better. So I did send it out to everyone. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to review it, or if anyone wants to discuss it. Of course, we'll have to probably change we might have to change the very front page.
So Angela, I have a question. With this guidelines, do we have a formal form or something that needs to be filled out that would have all the requirements that's needed for the event?
Well, each event is sort of unique, so we didn't create a form, but we can definitely create a form.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Well, there's sort of a form on the second page, right? But then they also have to submit in writing what their ask is.
Yeah, so something like an application with their proposal will be, yeah, I think.
Okay, so we can create a formal
line together. Yeah, no problem. Anyone have any questions or concerns, suggestions?
I think we can also add the in-kind services now that we have
It
things
is
like,
in there.
it is in here as well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
because
will
that's
make sure it's
also-
in there.
yeah. Especially with our igloos, we're gonna loan out the igloos or the movie screen.
But the in-kind would also be considered staff time.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any comments or questions about it?
All right. Okay, so we're hearing nothing. Any new business, guys?
Well, I can talk about the walking tours. Everybody's
Yeah, that would be awesome. I saw that, Greg. That's fantastic.
So with very limited time because of COVID, the museum only reopened in the middle of July. So we had to learn the guidelines, like every business, unfortunately, in downtown had to kind of figure out how to operate in the new COVID world. So the museum reopened. We have limited admittance, of course, just to help with social distancing and everything else. So I've been running this walking tour for anyone who's on the call who hasn't heard about this already. I've been doing this for about 4 to 5 years. And it's slowly grown over those years, despite the difficulties of downtown. It gets people to re-envision the downtown while learning a little bit of their history, while helping the car museum. So it was another way to get people back downtown. One of the things we noticed was there was a lot of, especially local people, but even other people who had been to the car museum, but said, oh, yeah, I went there 5 years ago or whatever, so to get them to come back. So we restarted them as of August because we really want to do something for McLaughlin Day. And that made the front page of the Oshawa Express with no cost to the museum or the BIA or anybody. And then we ran two in September. They are both now sold out and they tried to overbook. So we've had to open another walking tour in October. The great thing about the walking tour is it doesn't require massive amounts of staff time. My staff at the Canadian Automotive Museum, we run a online ticketing system, which costs us money every month to operate. So there is a cost to us, but we certainly get that money back. And we're able to get groups of 15 only because of the tour goes downtown and we bring them back into the museum. Now, if we did walking tours without going back in the museum, that number could be raised to I would say probably 20 to 30 people where you can comfortably tell the tour. So we've put two on in September, both are sold out. Next week is the next one, and we've added one for October the 17th. So it's getting people back downtown and creates great conversation. The nice thing is I can change it and adapt it to talk about local business, talk about some development going on downtown, and get people excited to see some of the things that are going to happen. So a lot of people are surprised because most people read the first page of a newspaper, the negative, but they don't necessarily read all the positive on page 5, 6, and 7. So it's a great way to get people back downtown and re-explore what we've got down here.
Question, are you going to have to change those numbers for changing how many people can be inside now?
No, because that was for Toronto. So
No, it's province-wide now.
It's for non-staffed places.
Right.
Oh, non-staffed,
Yeah.
okay,
So it's
yeah.
like house parties and that kind of thing.
Okay, great.
And we're like
Oh, no,
we're
that's
considered like a
right.
business, even though we're a charity.
Yeah.
But even still, our numbers are limited. We self-limited our numbers. But we also have 25,000 square feet. So we have yet to have anyone come forward with a problem just because there's enough space that everyone can have 4 square meters around them, never mind 2.
But then for the most part, Greg, the walking tour is outside, right?
The walking tour part is outside, but the only reason I limited it to the 15 people a tour is because we are bringing them back to the museum, but we could also run the tour next year where it's a completely just the outdoor tour. And even if there is COVID, there seems to be an acceptance of more people being outside for an event than inside. So we could always run the event as only an outside without the museum portion. And we could alter the price. There's a lot of things we can do. We can alter the price to reflect that. We could also alter the route, so we can make the route a little bit longer so people get a longer tour. So they feel like, it's another good reason to come down here, make it more like an hour and a half instead of an hour. So there's a lot of alterations we can make to that tour.
Awesome.
Ideally, what I'd like to see with it is what I started with, and that was a connection to a local business. So I started off as Cars and Coffee, and so we took people to the, at that point, newly created Cupcake Goodness. And she was just starting out, and she was our neighbor down the road. I think it was the first day or one of the first days it opened with Colin Carey. And so we brought people into her shop, and she gave them coffee. We gave her whatever it cost for the coffee, and then it let people re-examine her business. So I won't speak for Cupcake Goodness, how much business that brought her after the fact, but what was great about it was they got to explore a business downtown and had a positive experience. They got a cup of coffee, and we talked about the old UAW hall across the street that's now being redone.
All right, great. Anybody else want to mention anything?
I guess I'll talk on the Troubadour series. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that it seems to be going well. They're managing to find musicians for every night for all 5 locations. I know last weekend they had 2 cancellations, but they managed to find people to fill those spots very quickly. And it seems to be very well received. I know the businesses are quite happy with it.
That's good. Awesome. So Angela, who usually fills those spots, like when they have cancellations?
That would be Jeff Davis and Rick Kerr are the ones that are spearheading this.
Okay. All right. Anything else, guys?
Yes. With our budgeting process, Ivano is wondering if we would like to do a video to explain our events for 2021.
And this video is going to be played to whom?
It will be put online so that our members can view it as they're looking at the budget.
I think it's a good idea. I like the videos he's done so far.
So is anyone going to offer to do that or?
Oh, no.
I know. I hate being in front of cameras.
Okay, so I will put
Maybe
some.
we can get one of the students to do it. We can let them know, give them a little prep on the different events, and they can put a video together.
Yeah, our placement students just started and they're not going to be able to do that. Between Taylor, Ivano, and I, we can pull it together.
All right, sounds good. All right, so is that it, guys?
I believe so, unless you have anything, Taylor.
Okay, awesome. So I guess with that, we will.
Actually, there is one other quick thing, just because Laura's online here. We do have our anchor grant that we need to get in, and that's mainly for events. And it's also, we have to put in the road closure applications. So those will be going in by the end of this week, just to update everyone.
Okay, thanks, Angela.
Thank you, Angela.
Okay, guys, thank you, everyone. So I guess with that, we will adjourn. Angela, the time is 9:27.
So we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone.